These 7 behaviors destroy the strongest relationships. Relationships can be complicated and fragile like a mirror. Small mistakes destroy your love, passion, and trust little by little. And when you realize what you have done wrong, it might be too late. Most relationships fall apart by cheating, jealousy, distance, and sometimes it just isn't a match. Sometimes things are beyond our control. Sometimes the timing might not be right, or sometimes there's just too much essential incompatibility to make it work. But other times, it is under our control. We can control how we show up in a relationship, and this makes a difference in terms of whether a relationship succeeds or collapses. Welcome back to Virtue. Today we are going to be your love counselor and share some of the most common behaviors that destroy millions of relationships every year. Number 1, you make them lose their identity. Sometimes we find a partner who dominates us, and not in a fun way. Whether it's because the other person is toxic or because we don't have solid boundaries ourselves, it can lead to losing ourselves in a relationship, and that can be an unbelievably bad thing. While it's natural for some things to change when we find the one for us, some changes are clear signs that you're losing yourself. Some signs can include placing your partner's emotions before your own to the point that you neglect your emotions or no longer understand how you feel. You are no longer interested in your hobbies, friends, or family because your partner disapproves of them, and you no longer feel comfortable expressing yourself. It is your responsibility to vocalize your feelings and thoughts. If you're already lost, then you need to assess your situation and decide what you want to do. Whichever choice you make, one thing is clear. You shouldn't continue the way things are. Number 2, you stonewall your partner. Do you avoid difficult questions and conversations? This habit is called stonewalling. When you stonewall your partner, you're actively avoiding painful or emotional subjects, but those subjects are significant to the health of your relationship. When someone says something to you, the first instinct is a reaction, whereas responding is to answer them after analyzing the situation. When you're in a relationship, there will be criticism. Your partner may not like your certain habits and may feel free to let you know about their opinion. Now, if you respond to them, you will have a stronger bond with each other. However, if you react to it, you might push them away. Reacting and responding are poles apart. You should be open to suggestions and ideas. By avoiding difficult conversations, you're giving refuge to unresolved issues. It's okay to table a hard conversation occasionally, but ignoring an issue doesn't make it go away. Number 3, you criticize too often. Partners don't need to have similar habits or behavior. Every individual has their own thoughts and way to respond to a situation. The idea of a relationship is to accept a person the way they are. You've fallen in love with them for who they are. If you criticize them all the time, it can push them away and they may start to feel detached from you. It can cause unhappiness, resentment, and over time it will drive your partner away from you. Criticism typically happens in long-term relationships as a way to avoid discussing difficult topics. To avoid this mistake, address the problem in a calm and mature manner and how to fix it. Number 4, you ignore your past. Being obsessed with your partner's past, being upset at the idea that they had lovers, interests, and a life before you came along will poison the whole relationship. If you feel entitled to their past, feel that they have robbed you of firsts, you're going to be too busy resenting them for not living up to your fantasy of how you wanted the relationship to ever be a decent person towards them. If your partner does this also, then this relationship will not work out. It is best to accept the past and also let it go. Entitlement towards the past is cancer to a relationship. Number 5, apathy. To those who don't know what apathy is, it's when you lack the motivation to do anything or just don't care about what's going on around you. Basically, you intentionally stop giving a damn. The opposite of love is not hatred, it's actually apathy. Love and hate are strong emotions either for or against something. Often to love a thing means to hate its opposite. Apathy, though, is the absence of love. You can't love if you don't care, and you can't hate if you don't care. To be honest, nothing hurts more than one person being more in love than the other. The indifference destroys your life. A Redditor shared his experience regarding apathy, stating, "I was married for over 20 years. When I asked my now ex-wife if I was a priority to her, her answer summed it up. You are a priority. It is just that I have a lot of priorities. No awareness at all." We don't know about you guys, but these words hit harder than our father's belt. Number 6, you create competition. In a healthy relationship, partners don't keep score. They don't care who's right and who's wrong because competition creates tension, stress, and bitterness. If you're always trying to prove your partner wrong, eventually you're going to drive them away. Instead, by finding a solution that makes both of you happy and learning how to compromise, you can create a healthier relationship eventually. Remember that in a relationship, anything that benefits your partner also benefits you, and vice versa. It is you and your partner against the world, not against each other. Number 7, expecting too much. Expecting your partner to know what you want and what you're thinking all the time is entirely unfair to them. It's your responsibility to vocalize the things you want. If you don't express yourself, your partner will never know anything is wrong. It's important to directly ask for what we want and need from our partner. Many of us make the mistake of expecting our partner to read our minds and know what we want, which only leads to disappointment. It's important to say what we want without trying to dominate or control a situation. We usually feel vulnerable when we're open about who we are, what we want, and how we really feel. But directness is the best way to maintain an honest and authentic way of relating that gets us what we want in life. Communication is key in a relationship, especially when it's the most difficult topic. By avoiding these behaviors and focusing on trust, openness, and sincerity, you and your partner can create a bond that can stand the test of time. So take note and do your best to avoid these relationship mistakes that can jeopardize even the strongest of bonds. Do you struggle with any of these destructive behaviors? Has your partner done things that have damaged your relationship? Tell us about your experiences in the comment section below. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more psychology-related facts. And as always, thanks for watching.